The flower's dying. It needs water.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, Nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
I don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins. Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic in times like these.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, Nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Waste your time with me. Now we can handle this.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better...
You seem quite...
I'm convinced.
Questions true? Do you need... Where do you...
Oh, no.
I see.
Please, I'm a...
What made you choose... I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting.
Of course, sir.
What made you choose...
I'm not ashamed to admit...
I'll give you some...
Of course, sir.
I based my technique on my...
I'd rather not...
As long as you're cautious.
You're not the first...
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied.
But why would he hide such crucial information?
Because he is a proud...
This...
I agree.
Do you think he...
All I...
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
A giant morgue disguised as a hospital.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Just a dozen years or so.
At least that mistress of the dark has stopped following.
Good evening, Nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Swan...
Did he really?
All men...
I see. I'm not familiar with all...
Brilliant...
Most...
It would...
Is there anyone...
Well...
Why should his...
I guess it...
Nurse Brand...
No.
How are things? An invisible enemy?
Sorry, Doctor. These last few...
Do you think this hospital...
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying...
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Supposed to be in us.
Good evening.
Dr. Reed. Still working at night.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more...
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the wall?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself.
What did he want?
I recently had to kill his brother. Poor arsehole thought it would be easy.
You're a monster, Mr. Cox. An ungrateful and disgusting man.
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me...
I see.
The nurses...
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a...
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and...
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets, who to pay, who to avoid, and who to bully. I won't get caught.
The police may be slow, but they will...
Well, how come you didn't turn me in then?
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know its streets.
The police may be slow.
Well, how come you didn't turn me...
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be... Where was your friend the last time
He went down by the canal. He didn't...
What can you tell me?
His name is Oswald Thatcher. We survived the war together.
This is a
We were looking for the Pembroke Hospital.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Oswald's
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
I cannot enter.
He's mine! We should deal with Spotted! Watch out, boys! He's on him! He's on him! Bloody leech!
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse. Call me if you need assistance. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shit up.
That's quite a blunt introduction.
You can call me Milton.
I'm not sure.
Well, I'm no doctor.
You have a keen eye.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better...
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know.
But you're not defending yourself.
You keep people...
How is the situation?
You want to hear this?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of pervert.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So what do you... Since you're on the front line, how is the...
It's a complete disaster.
It sounds like...
Yesterday,
You left...
Go there yourself.
Goodbye, Milton.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that Cadigan.
At least that mistress of the dark has stopped following me.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me. This dead flesh.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors.
A spokesman or politician is what you need.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off, they are.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these...
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching.
Really?
This is your...
Thank you for your... The patients and staff might know something. Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it?
What do you mean?
I was not...
You remained...
Thank you,
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea...
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to...
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he?
William was...
You dared to enter...
I'm just a man trying...
What is the general situation in...
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union.
What is the
The situation...
Who leads the gang?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's...
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm in...
You keep calling me...
Well...
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on with it?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reed.
And why do you...
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am.
Please.
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome?
Never?
It's...
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad.
I'm assuming...
It's only a...
Who are these?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes.
The staff here are...
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking...
I see. Don't worry.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doc.
Have you heard of any underhand dealings going on?
There are a lot of secrets round here. I'm not...
What kind of secret?
I'm not in the...
I'd like to see your...
Wise choice.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. What sort of creature is this? Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better. Are you sure you're...
Yes.
Oh, Christ! Die, vermin!
kill you!
This is not a place for you, sir. Step away! It's one of them! Crush the leech, boys! That leech is us!
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yeah.
Do you want an irrational...
Am I?
Do you need medical attention?
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've done, but I've never felt comfortable with doctors.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try to take care of...
So many rats in the streets.
This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke... Really?
What is...
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing...
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was...
I love my Albert, sir.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that... I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy just frayed me last nerve.
What can you tell me about this?
Nothing to say, really.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that...
Not since the death of my wife. Albert...
You mean you...
Yeah,
Perhaps you could...
I'm sick.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Worse than a week-old lavvy. I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure.
I'd like to see what kind of...
Boy.
Good evening.
Do you know Nurse...
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort...
Tell me,
The region is...
what do you think?
Most of them...
Is there anyone...
Cadogan.
Tell me, who...
The region itself.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir. To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
It's locked.
Nobody at home.
This elixir will give you faith again.
No one's there. Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me, then? Okay, then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
It's locked, all right. So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick.
Forgive my bluntness, young man.
Why should I?
You have a roof over your...
That's exact...
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Mm.
My father...
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so.
So that's why you stay at home? Or...
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself. So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any medical help?
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So, may I ask you...
I'm not bothered. Death is so cold. I hoped it would be more meaningful.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really?
I'm Joe Pete.
Have you heard of a nurse? Could you please...
He's a knight.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable.
You really...
He's my
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Why is your relationship with your son so difficult?
Harry and I are so different. Sometimes I wonder if he's my own blood. Seems he's ashamed to be my son.
Why not change that then? If you used your strength to do good, perhaps Harry wouldn't feel that way about you.
How dare you tell me what I should or shouldn't do with my boy? Who the fuck are you to interfere like that?
You're a bad father who scares his son and his neighbors, Mr. Peterson.
I don't think I like your attitude, sir. In fact, I'm starting to dislike your face so much, I might try to improve it, see?
I'd like to see you try, Colossus.
Never. Harry's complicated. Fragile, you could say. Doesn't mingle with strangers. Now leave us alone.
May I ask?
Not
this part of...
Totally.
Goodbye, Mr.
Good quality. Come on. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed.
Doctor?
Right then. Show me what you have. Have you... Yes, she's a nurse. And quite...
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like...
That doesn't explain why she...
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away...
As a merchant...
What do you mean...
Violence is increasing.
Yeah.
Where did this happen?
In the clothes...
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I
How is business around here?
Business?
I see.
It's no secret.
Goodbye for now.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane?
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Krashen.
You seem to respect her. Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your...
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can. Good evening, Christina.
Change.
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of your medicine.
I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
One way or another. You again? What do you want this time?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others. Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. There's no one. cannot enter. There's nobody here.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Miss Wanderer. It's locked, all right. I will return later. No one's there. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I cannot enter. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked, all right. This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. Huh. There's a letter inside. love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? We even used to be neighbours, for Christ's sake.
I prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
Fancy buying something, sir?
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby.
Let's have a look. Yeah,
I suppose
luck is
about this packet.
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but...
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs...
What troubles him?
Despite being his father's son.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he?
I've known Joe for years. I saw him...
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior...
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to...
It's never easy to find a new...
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of...
And no one...
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a...
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis. There's nobody here. It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Stop now! I'll send you back in a fucking
I cannot enter. I will return later.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again. The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money. Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
It's locked, all right.
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I cannot enter. It's locked. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. Good evening, Mr. Lewis.
This evening's not as good as expected. Actually, quite the opposite.
What's the matter?
Petersons are gone. All of them. Won't deny it don't make me happy.
How's business?
Well, what can I say? Business is about the same. Make some, lose some. I'm so...
You only work at night?
Old habit. Some years ago, I realised that...
Is someone...
The only one...
Right then. Show me. can't believe I'm doing this.
Cheap price.
Hello again.
Hello.
Right then. Show me what... Hello again. Right then. Show me what you have. Hello again.
Hello.
Right then. Show me what you have. Despicable. believe I'm doing this. Nobody at home.
To you! It's a leech! Kill it! Steady, boys! We've got one over here! We have to stop it! Die, vermin!
It's locked, all right. Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A scientist?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that nurse.
So, you're not
Nuns should be the only women allowed.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance.
Have you any friends?
No. But I have a desire.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pet...
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic?
As a true believer.
What do you mean?
All science.
Quite a job.
You...
What do you mean when you...
Also...
Quite a...
You...
Well, I suppose I...
As a doctor...
What do you mean?
The beast is fine.
Really? And what would be your...
We must fight the disease before the...
What is left, then? Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from...
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
I've been touched by God's grace. I am...
Tell me, Tobias.
God will...
Purificate...
Your lack of...
You're mad.
My son, if you...
Joseph, a fool.
Vicar Larrabee of...
Tell me, purificate...
You're my...
Joseph...
Vicar...
I have heard enough for tonight. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Please be my guest.
Really?
I'm a poet.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful.
In what way?
The struggle by gaslight.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged.
Vivid, of course.
Oh, yes?
Do you know?
On the contrary, sir.
What can you tell me?
Not much. And that...
Perhaps you're just afraid to...
One day, perhaps.
And have you...
Maybe I prefer...
Are you aware?
But this is where I must be to...
I understand.
I don't care.
If some misfortune...
Well, you, for a start.
May I ask?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in this...
If you say so.
Thank you, Doctor. But...
What are your thoughts?
Terrible, you say?
What are you talking?
Do you remember London?
Peaceful. That's quite an unusual way.
Most people fail to understand my perspective.
I'll leave you. Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Rick. Very well. Goodbye then. Hello again. You don't seem to need my medical attention. Very well. Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well.
Look at it! Die, Bernie! This man stunned me with his faith, his
crucifix. This is not good news. This is despicable.
Somebody help!
What do you want?
Somebody help!
Are you all right, miss? They've lost...
You seem to...
I'm Dr...
I am...
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail. As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word. I can't believe I'm doing this. Shouldn't you go back home?
Maybe later.
Shouldn't you go back?
Maybe.
There's one of them! Over there! There's one of them burning! Murdering! Let's see how it likes! Mine! I'll take it.
I cannot enter. Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help.
I said sod...
Goodbye, young man.
You've wasted your...
Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
What is it, Benjamin?
The doctors called me a liar. A cat.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours.
I'm not ashamed. I just need my...
A gun, alcohol. How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Goodbye. I have this thirst for blood. It's locked.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your... Good evening, my dear.
Goodbye, Miss Swan. There's no one in. I cannot enter.